Okay, so now let's start. The discussion point will be the definition and importance of hydrology. So first, you have already seen the topic. We need to understand for the definition part. So we'll discuss in this topic some definition to understand the hydrology in detail, and then we'll also understand some historical historical process through which the hydrology concept come into the picture in this current form, and then also we need to understand here why we need to study the hydrology, what the implications, what the practical application of hydrology, and what the basic importance of hydrology that we need to understand with respect to our forestry also, or in the general sense also there, right? So let us start this definition part. First we need to understand the definition. What is the definition of hydrology? So if you go for very simple meaning, right, very simple meaning, so hydrology means water around us. It's just a basic simple meaning. This basic definition doesn't provide you the complete picture of hydrology. It's just a uh, simple meaning. As a layman, if something is something, you have to make it clear to some layman person. You can say that the water around you is hydrology, right? There is some, I think I have done some spelling error, so you people can rectify it. There's no issue on that. Zero. So hydrology is basically water around us. Now, how the term hydrology come into the picture? So there is two terms there. This is a Greek term, hydro. Hydro means water, and logos means study, right? So this hydrology come from these two Greek words, water, hydor and logos. It means study of water. So that's why water around us. So simple meaning or the very layman understanding of hydrology is study of water. Right? This is a simple layman that people already studied from your school days also. That is hydrology. You are studying the phenomena that is related to the water, and that the study is called hydrology. So simple definition is that, uh, but we're not supposed to go through this. We should understand the concept with relation with your UG courses. Now we are not in a school, so we are not supposed to discuss this basic definition. We need to discuss the some technical definition of this hydrology also. So I hope you have understood the basic meaning. The basic meaning is to study about the water that is around you, any form of water, right? So now these are some technical definitions that I have collected. What is the definition? Then we'll understand. So this Chambers Science and Technology Dictionary. From this, the definition has been given: the study of water, including rain, snow, water on the Earth's surface, covering its properties, distribution, utilization. So first we need to understand this. In the previous slide, I have told you that study of water, right? And then I have also added one line, any form of water. So that's why the study of water. And what the other form is, rain. Through the rain you are also able to get snow. When the snow is melting, you're supposed to get, and water on the earth surface. For example, you have seen the river, you have a pond, you have a well. So the water on the earth surface. So when you are going to study uh, all these component, right, which is supposed to have called a kind of water, isn't it? First these things need to understand, and after that what you have to add with this, you have to add the properties, right? Properties mean if you have a river and the water is there, so what kind of property that water contains. If you are getting snowfall, so what kind of characteristic it has. If you have a rainfall, then what kind of characteristics or the properties this rainfall has, right? After that, distribution means how the amount of water has been allocated, right? Whether it is moved, who is supposed to utilize, right? So distribution is there, how this is supposed to be distributed around the place or around the region. See, here distribution doesn't mean that distribution to home. To distribution means, see, some area has more rainfall, some area has less rainfall, some area is river, some area is pond. So that is distribution, right? Regional distribution or the local distribution. right? These things also study under this hydrology. And then utilization, first you need to understand the meaning of utilization. See, utilization means the degree of usefulness, right? It means water you have, so how you supposed to use that water, right? That is utilization, degree of usefulness. So when you are going to study the water under this perspective, right? That is called hydrology, and this definition is given through this dictionary, Chambers Science and Technology Dictionary, right? Now, the same thing you have a similar definition given by Brass in 1990. If you look at the study of water in all its forms, as I told you, all its forms means rain, snow, hailstorm, everything, or water on the earth's surface, and from its origin to all its destination. Now here the one thing has been added: origin to all its destination. It means from where it has started and where it has to culminate. Then all the process, all the happening that is going around all this from origin to destination also need to study, right? It means, okay, for example, you have already in the Dehradun you have seen that there is a river, one holy river, you have the Ganga, right? So where the Ganga is origin, Ganga originated from the Gangotri, and then it has to culminate in the Bay of Bengal. So now you have to move from this Uttarakhand to just passing this UP part, then Bihar, then Bengal, and then supposed to go to Bay of Bengal. Finally, the destination is there. So we have to study all the relevant information from origin to the destination part. So this one thing has been added here. We are studying the study for its form. So in this definition, these things has been there, and from origin to all this destination, that is distribution and utilization has been added here, right? This is the another definition, another understanding of the hydrology. Now we have another very important definition is given by Ward and Robinson in 1999, that the science dealing with the water of the earth, their occurrence, distribution, circulation, chemical and physical properties, and interaction in the environment. So some more study parameter has been added, right? So that we can improve the study of hydrology. So that's why now it's become a science. So first we need to understand whether it is science or not. So what do you mean by science means? It is a systematic study. Systematic study means you are observing all the data, you are all doing certain kind of experiment on that, then you are drawing the result. So obviously this is science, right? And how the science has to work? So you are working on the water of the earth, their occurrence, as I told you. Occurrence, it means where you're supposed to get their distribution, circulation, their chemical and physical properties, and interaction in the with the environment. So this final definition is just the explanation of this part, origin to its destination. So origin means occurrence, then it is moving from one part to other, that is distribution, and then circulation. And when we are moving from one part to other part, obviously their chemical and physical properties has to be changed, isn't it? Because if you understand that, as I told you, the Ganga has to start from the Gangotri. So Gangotri glacier is there, pure water. They are supposed to move to this Uttarakhand. Again, Uttarakhand has a vegetation, just across the vegetation. Suddenly some chemical and physical properties has to improve. Then to go to the plain. So as per the plain people are using agriculture, some fertilizer has been, so they are passed to those areas also there. So again, there is some change in the chemical and physical properties, and finally in the culmination with the Bay of Bengal. So we need to understand that aspect also there, and in between how they are supposed to play the role to improve the local environment, or in the other way, how the environment has an impact on the water there, right? So this is the basic definition, technical definition, that one should understand that. And if you're going to summarize it, what the things you are getting there? So this is the whole summary. So what the definition we have? Either you go for this definition, this definition. So this last definition is going to include everything. So students should understand this definition in detail, and that I have already explained you. So I am expecting and I am hoping that all these three definition is clear. Is there any doubt, any question? Okay, what were the other students? Is there any question or any word, if something that you people are unable to understand, is the definition? See, when you have a clear your foundation, the rest of the syllabus will become very easy to understand. Fine, so there is no question. So let me move to the next slide. So the chronology, as I told you, we need to understand also there how we have how this subject come into the picture and what is the basic improvement that has to be there. Whatever we studying in the current form, how this current form come into the picture there, right? So these are the chronology. So one by one, I like to explain you all this chronology, how the things has been done there. So there is some 8 points that we need to understand. Speculation of concept up to 14th century. There is a speculation of concept. Then we have observation 15th to 16th century. Then we have measurement 17th century. Then we have experiment in 18th. Then 19th modernization has been done there. Then quantification of empirical formula is there. Then explanation of statistical theory. And finally theorization of mathematical analysis. So one by one, I like to make you understand what does it mean. So first is speculation, right? Speculation. So speculation means you are just seeing the things and you are just taking a chance. That is speculation, right? Because if you spec, you are just looking the observation that is going on and you are taking a chance for that, right? So initially in the 14th century, right, whatever the hydrological structure has been developed, that's totally developed on the basis of speculation, right? On the basis of speculation means what? Whatever be the traditional knowledge that has been followed or whatever the practical knowledge of hydrology going on, people are following that. As told you, speculation. It means you are looking and you are taking a chance, right? Right, that is speculation. Now we go for the observation. If you look at the observation, it means when this speculation is going on, it means you are just following the practical knowledge that is going on. Then after that, observation has been made. Observation means properly recording the data. You are just looking on the things that is going on around you. So there is one task that you are just following. Second is you have an intention to get the reason behind all this happening. So for that you are observing, right? And observing means you are just looking at the fact, you are collecting the data, right? You are just collecting, you are collecting the data, you are summarizing the data, then you are making a study based on that particular data, right? So that is observation. That is observation that need to be there in 15th to 16th century. Then after that, measurement. So when this data has been there, then you are providing certain value, right? Measurement amount. So in the 17th century, this concept has been included in the study of hydrology, right? Then after experimentation. So as you look at there the process, speculation, after that you are collecting the data, then you after collection of data you are putting certain value to the data, and then after getting the value you are doing certain kind of experiments, right? You are making certain kind of experiment to verify whatever be the observation you are making or whatever be the theory you are developing or whatever the thought process you just verify. Then modernization is there. Modernization means obviously in the 19th century, you will already studied during your history that some industrial revolution has been taken place. It means certain machine mechanization has been done there in 19th century. Now study has to be made on this mechanics. Certain mechanics has been used, certain tools, certain equipment has been used to study the fact there. Then after that, quantification of empirical formulae. So when certain tools, certain techniques has been come into the 19th century, then certain formula has been developed, right? Certain formula, right? Formula means since you have all the data, so you are developing certain kind of mathematical formula, right? So that you can verify all this formula in a very general sense. These things come into the picture in this 1900 to 1930, right? Right, and then after that, rationalization of hydrological theory. So after this 1955, since now study of hydrology becomes interesting and is a new concept there, so more and more great hydrologists emerged, and they have used a rational basis. Rational means um, logical with a certain scientific base. So those hydrologists providing some rational basis to solve the hydrological problem. So that things has been happened in 1930 to 1950, and after that theory has been developed. All this mathematical analysis has been and all this theory, now whatever the theory you supposed to study in hydrology, this is the result of all these chronological development on the study of hydrology, right? So these are the basic chronology. So whatever the hydrology we are studying, this is a result of all this chronological development. So I hope all these things is clear. People understand this chronology. Any question from anyone, if any part, and you should be very frank. If you are unable to understand, ask a question immediately, right? Though I am trying to make the things very simple, I'll also explain to you in a very simple way, but still if some doubt in any student has, he or she can ask, right? Because very few students are responding. I don't know what other students are doing there. So if any students any kind of doubt, any question, you can ask. Okay. So up to this, everything is clear to all of you. Now the branches, what the study other branches that is related to the hydrology we have. So you can look at here clearly. The branches is already displayed in your slide. So first, chemical hydrology. It means we have to study the chemical property of water in this. Then water quality. Water quality, it means we have to study the level of pollutant or level of other solutes that is dissolved in water there. So that is water quality. Then again is hydrology. I have already studied explaining what is hydrology. Main branch is there. Interaction of living on the hydrological cycle. Then hydrogeology. So you can just look at two words. The hydrogeology. Hydro means this phenomenon of water, and geology. Yours is the study of soil and rock. So in hydrogeology, basically we have to understand the distribution and movement of groundwater in the soil of the rock of the earth. Because then hydrometeorology. Meteorology means you have already the climate or you can the atmospheric condition, that is meteorology, and hydrology. So here we have to understand the relation between the transfer of water between land and some other lower surface and the lower atmosphere. Then you have a surface hydrology. Surface hydrology, you can easily understand that the flow of river is there, these kind of things. It means how this hydrological process is working on the earth surface. Right? That is surface hydrology. And then we have a drainage uh, basin management. So you should know what is the meaning of drainage. I hope you all know that the meaning of drainage. So if you don't understand drainage, I hope most of you have heard this word and you also know that. Right. So drainage means how the excess water has to be passed from any area. Now the management part means this, कि rather than wasting those excess water, so you are making a pond or any kind of reservoir or any kind of flood protection mechanism. so that extra water can be stored there for future use, right? So these are the different branches of the hydrology. So again I'm repeating: chemical hydrology, water quality, then hydrology, hydrogeology, hydrometeorology, surface hydrology, and drainage basin management. So these are some basic branches of hydrology that one should understand, and the working also there. This has been already explained to you. Now we come to this importance part. What is the importance of hydrology? Where you can use the concept of hydrology, right? So first, irrigation. So as you have seen in some slides, we have studied this surface water. We have studied this drainage basin management, right? So what the purpose is there? If you are able to understand all this distribution, all this flow of water, all this occurrence of water, all this what the definition suggests, right? So we can properly manage the water that is available there. And if water is available in adequate amount, then irrigation process can be managed. You know the irrigation process? It means use of water for crop production, isn't it? So different crop has a different relation with the water. Some require more water. For example, if you have this rice, suppose the rice crop is, the rice is required more water there, and some other crop is required less water, so irrigation is there. So if you understand the concept of water, sorry, hydrology, and then in hydrology you have understand all this related to all forms of water what we have. Then if you have a concept of the proper distribution of water, then we can use all this concept for the to manage the irrigation process that has been happened in the agricultural field, isn't it? And okay, apart from that, I hope you people already heard of this one ice stupa in Ladakh. Ice stupa. Have you heard this? And now this kind of practice also going on this Sikkim. First, this is the practice going on this Ladakh. And same thing is practicing in Sikkim. Where what they are doing? They are doing that they are just storing the water in the form of snow, and they are forming the stupa so that in the summer when the snow has to melt, they are able to get the water supply for irrigation purpose, right? So these are one understanding. You have understand the form of water, and then you understand this property, their characteristics, and then you are using that characteristics to manage the water, right? Then obviously flood control. We all know that flood is because of excess of water we have. So as I told you, if you understand the distribution basically, and the occurrence is the amount of rainfall that has to be occurred in certain place, and how this rainfall has to be distributed, so we can have certain control mechanism, right? We can control the amount of water to move from one place to other place by making certain kind of check dam or making certain kind of reservoir, right? And at the end of the day, through this we are able to control the flood, right? Then water supply scheme, obviously in your town, in your locality, in your house, in your city, in your state, right? We have a water supply, drinking water supply, a water supply for factories, water supply for some other kind of activity. So by understanding this concept of hydrology, right? So again, just you need to understand the definition. If you go understand the definition, you can understand the importance itself. See, if you have to channelize the water supply scheme, it means again we have to understand the occurrence, we need to understand the distribution, we need to understand the utilization, we need to understand the chemical and other physical properties, right? So if you understand all these aspects of hydrology, we can develop a proper water scheme to face the needs of demand that has been available there. Then navigation, simple things is navigation, right? It means how the small ships or small kind of boat that has to be moved in the water from one place to other place. Second is control soil erosion, that is very important. right? Because you all know that you have already studied in the soil science itself, in the geology you understand that, right? If water has to move, water is the main one of the important cause for soil erosion if it is not checked, right? So if you understand this phenomenon hydrology, if you understand the basic concept of hydrology, so we can use certain mechanism. For example, we can have a live fencing, we can do this growth of vegetation. Again, we can make a burns, we can make a certain kind of pit, we can make a trench. Lots of things can be made so that we can curtail down the flow of water, and at the end of the day, you are able to control the soil erosion, right? And finally, this protect the environment by preventing and cleaning up water pollution, right? So all these are the basic importance of knowing the hydrology. So if you have the simple concept, you understand the concept of hydrology, you can understand the importance of that hydrology here itself, right? So this is all about this definition and importance of hydrology. So now if you have any question, any doubt, you people can ask.